What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here of Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin. And today we have a lot to talk about and we have a lot to discuss. So I went on earlier today, but it's just like social media is just popping off right now with this story, and there's a lot of I've been listening to a lot of different channels and a lot of opinions. What's up? All right, in the building. How you doing? Salute, brother. Um, you know, and as I watch this unfold, right, I'm like, man, you know, we're still not so far away where we can't diffuse some of these things. You know, like sometimes you get so far, they might not be a way back. Like Demetrius Bivol and what he's going through with his ex-wife now, right? Sometimes things can be said or things can be done. There might not be a way back. In the regards to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, I don't think we hit the point of no return. I don't think that they can't come to an understanding and settle this like men, you know? So, what's up, Amando? Salute, brother. And you know, this whole thing, because it's opening old wounds and things that were once said, and they're bringing it back to light to really discredit both fighters. All the Ryan Garcia fans and all the Devin Haney fans, they're going at it, right? And if you show support for one side, they automatically assume if you say something negative about Devin Haney that you're on Ryan Garcia's side. They automatically assume that you hate Devin Haney. And no. And if you say something against Ryan Garcia, well, then you love Devin Haney. It's like these people want you to choose a side. And I'm here to say I'm technically the referee. With that, I'm going to bring you both sides. Sometimes I'll play devil's advocate, but I want to see what you think. I want to know what you guys truly think and not what they're telling us. I've been told too long a lot of things and I've been lied to. I realized one day there was no Santa Claus. WWF was fake. Moments like that in my life, I was like, damn, I felt kind of silly. And it's okay to think a certain way and then somebody presents some to you in a different light. But maybe you're too stubborn. Maybe you're too stubborn to just back down on what you've been saying. Because now you see that there's another side. But yet, rather than seeing reasoning, you double down. Now that's your choice. The choice is yours. I'm here just to talk about, what do you think about this? How do you feel about both sides? If Devin Haney was your son, if Ryan Garcia was your son, how would you feel? Do you think that a lot of people are attacking Ryan Garcia right now for things he said, even to those them women, right? And Ryan Garcia, when he did that, it opened a can of old wounds, right? Of things that he said priorly. And a lot of fighters, they need to be careful what they say on social media in the public eye, because their words are held high. I know some fighters that said some shit that lost a lot of fans in one sentence. When Teofimo Lopez said that about Puerto Ricans, he lost about 60% of his Puerto Rican fans as a Puerto Rican and as a man that covers the sport, I'm not going to say that I 100% support all his bullshit, but I like Tio as a fighter still, right? I give him respect in that aspect, but he does draw on my last nerve. Fighters can say some things that can really turn you off. So fighters need to watch out some of these things. And I'm in agreement, but destroy a kid's career, take it away because of a few words. You're holding Ryan Garcia to the status of everything that's ever went wrong in history, like against any race of people. Now he's just a racist. He's the reason for race in America. Ryan Garcia. Let's blame him. Or is he a kid that's visibly going through a meltdown, a mental health meltdown right in front of you? On one hand, you want to call him crazy and say, look at this. Look what this kid is going through, drinking and all of this. But when he says something, you want to hold him to that. Then on the other hand, you're tired of hearing that because he keeps one-upping himself. Well, that's mental health. He can't even recognize when to shut up. Has the money got into his head? Is this another case where money allows you to be the asshole you truly are? Money allows you to speak freely. And people that's never had money don't understand that. But if you ever get money, watch how your attitude changes towards people. And the way your perception of how you start slowly looking down. You might think that won't happen to you. Oh, but it's happened to the best of them. And maybe it might not. Doesn't happen to everyone. But money, when they say changes a person, oh, it sure does. And sometimes it brings the asshole out of the person. They don't even know they're being an asshole. They've been like that for so long. Mayweather, Diddy, men like that think they're bigger than life because of their status and wealth. Is this another case with Ryan Garcia accumulating status, wealth, and fame all in a short period of time for being such a young man? By the age of 23, he was already a multi-millionaire. All this success, making more money than your father. Now your father's asking you for money? How you think the conversations in the household changed? What does that do to a young man? And in America, oh, you're 18, you're grown. And Ryan Garcia is running out here with the wrong friends, and you're surprised he says some shit? So now Ryan Garcia is what's wrong with America. I think we're going a little too far. Ryan Garcia pops dirty. Now Ryan Garcia is what's wrong with boxing. All of a sudden, you got this kid, right, that looks like the Mexican Superman, Superboy, right? He's got the looks, everything, right? He's the type of kid Diddy wouldn't kick out of a party, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, he's got everything going for him. So the minute this type of kid gets himself in these kind of situations, what do? Oh, it's time to make an example out of Ryan Garcia. Really? There are a lot of other worse situations going on right in front of us. That young lady with that cop incident, and she uttered them words, God help me, I forget what she said. Now that is a problem. That's a real problem. Ryan Garcia is not what's wrong with the United States of America and racism. We need to separate when we decide to choose our battles. and who to point out in real situations. Because when you choose and attach big, real topics that we need real change in this world, and you attach it to this kind of nonsense, it kind of deflates it. It kind of makes it seem like we're not serious when that's a real thing going on in America and in the world. We shouldn't take situations like this and try to say, oh, I want Ryan Garcia banned permanently from the sport of boxing, and let's just ruin this kid's career. When we're constantly talking about giving our kids a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and a fucking fifth chance. If it helps them be a better man, then give them the sixth chance. Who am I to? I've never been perfect. But I know that I fucked up situations. And I know that I had to grow in life. And I also know that when I became ready, I wanted to prove to you, just give me that opportunity for I could show you I'm not bullshitting. People change things around in life. You can't hold them at the age for the rest of his life for what he did at 23. That's ridiculous. That would be like me at 26 thinking that I had reached the pinnacle in life. I had been with enough women, made this money, did this, did that. I thought there was nothing left. How foolish did I think at 27? At 27, I didn't think like I did at 37. And I didn't think like that at 47. As you go through life, you mature. You start to realize, shit, I'm not old at 35. I was mad young, thinking the world had me thinking I was old because of a sports standard. Because in the world of sports, you're old at 32, 35. Now we were judging us in society on the same standard. Bro, I was like, what the hell? So look, we grow in life. Ruining each other's career or saying you want to petition to keep Ryan Garcia out of boxing. He's not what's wrong with boxing. You would have to kick out a lot of people to make it even, or you would just be singling him out then. It's like I said this morning on my show. It's like they want to make Ryan Garcia bear the cross. They want him to put on the cross and walk down the street of shame. And they want the people to throw things at him, spit, yell profanity. Is that going to solve your problem? Is that going to make you happy? Is that going to give you satisfaction to continue? It's not bad enough that you overturn the O. Right? That's okay. It's not bad enough. His name is smeared on his account due to his actions, whether or not voluntary or involuntary. He was dirty, so that's due in part to him, right? Shame on you, right? He pays the fines. He pays Oscar De La Hoya. He keeps paying. He got a year suspension. So after all that, Devin, you're not, you're still undefeated. No. I need more. I need the people to see him and me take him for money too. And then I expect a rematch. I feel if Devin Haney sues him, Ryan pays him, they award him an amount. Just Ryan, wash your hands with him. You know, Ryan Garcia, you've been labeled a cheater. And I believe that you don't owe him nothing after that. After that, you paid in full. If he follows through with the lawsuit, you pay him the money. You don't owe him anything else, technically. You don't owe him a rematch. You don't owe him anything. Walk away. You know what, Devin? Why would you want to fight a guy that you sued that tests dirty PE? Didn't you learn your first lesson? Devin, walk away. Walk away, Devin. You know what I'm saying? Do your own fights. Make your own legacy. Go ahead. And I hope Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? Look, I understand in life, I'm on the side that no one's perfect. And right now, I'm going to have to call you a cheater. And even though you're a cheater, you did PEs, and that's fucked up, right? But I tell you what, I do believe that everybody deserves a second chance in life. And I hope you could turn it around. And you're a cheater, but I'm not going to quit on you. I think you got great potential. I think you're good for the sport. I think anybody can make a mistake in life. Maybe you did cheat. I'm saying that I'm not 100% willing to forgive what your actions were, but I'm willing to give you another shot. I'm willing to support you in your fights if you were to return. Why? Why turn our backs on our young men when they make mistakes? Is this the example that we want to set? How many times do, a kid in the NBA got to get caught on social media over and over with a gun? But we got to look past that and say, no, but he's young. We should give him another chance. You shouldn't ruin his NBA career because he's doing something foolish. Oh, foolish? Branding a gun? That's foolish? Ain't those the things that kill people? But yet, no, we don't, give him a sanction, give him a fine, right out of the court proceeding of the last one, he gets caught on social media with another one. So what is it? Do you pick and choose who you want to give favoritism to? Is it really their skin color? Or are you the one hiding behind that? Because now when it's Ryan Garcia, it's take away his career. It's never let him back in boxing. But when it's him playing in the NBA, oh, give him a second chance. What's going on? So I'm just saying, I've messed up in life. I know I've wanted a second chance, even if I was in the wrong. And I'm holding Ryan Garcia in regards to that he was in the wrong. I'm not condoning PEUs. He got busted. He got penalized. He continues to get penalized. Devin's about to sue him. He caused this on himself, whether willing or unwillingly. Right? Unfortunately, he was dirty. After he pays for it, what am I going to do? Still say, I believe we should finish destroying his career and his life and let him go on to obscurity? Nah, I wouldn't go that far. I've heard people say crazy things before. I heard Mike Tyson said he was going to eat people's babies. I've actually seen him bite somebody's ear off. Have I given up on Mike Tyson? No. I've seen a lot of athletes do things, smack their wives in elevators, kick them, beat them, go on and cry. They remarry. And we say they should work out their own problems. You should give them a shot back in the NFL. I've seen that countless of times. I've seen other times where they weren't so reluctant to give the guy back an opportunity. They were like, nah, well, he went too far. And we weren't so ready to, and he got what he deserved. Yes, I'm in agreement, but every situation is different. I don't believe Ryan Garcia got to the point where that I'm just like, you know what? Screw that kid. I don't ever want to see him. No, come on, man. That's not helping Ryan Garcia. You only got a small window to become the man or the legend you could become. We've all said it. Ryan Garcia is a hell of a talent. We wish that he got a little bit better. And when you see a talent and to watch that talent right in front of your eyes become a wasted talent, and that's what we talk about. We talk about these kids and wasting their lives and talent, and we get all over them. But yet we're so eager over a few words and a mistake. We're ready to throw them off. Come on, man. Let me see what you guys got to say here. You guys are typing here. Okay, so you can move. He could have lost his life that night, but thank God he didn't lose his life that night, you know? Man, hey, that's how you feel, man. Let me see. I love how you try to point out black people who have had mishaps in the past. I pointing out black people that had mishaps in the past tried to kill Devin Haney by cheating. He tried to kill Devin Haney by cheating. All right, check it out, right? Uh I pulled out situations, real life situations, shit that it's headlining in the media and shit that's not, it's not cool to to do. Like that's real shit, right? Devin Haney's situation with Ryan Garcia is one guy tested positive. That's almost a common thing in the sport. Name me one sport that they don't test positive for in steroids. It's usually an in-house thing. They handle the matter, they have a sanction, they give out a fine, and they give out a suspension. And and life goes on. And this avenue right here, it's not good enough for you to accept that. You want to see a public execution. What you're doing is throwing gasoline on the fire. That's all you're doing. You keep wanting to add points and viewpoints about how he's this or that. I've already publicly said it. I hold him to a cheater standard. He's a cheater. The rules say in boxing, the doping agency says no matter if you test positive, it's not a matter of proving your innocence after that. No, it's a matter about how much they're going to hang down a suspension and what fines they're going to hand down, right? Because there's no way you can be innocent on a testing positive, right? You can't prove your innocence is what I'm saying. According to the rules, the rules state whether you knew about it or didn't know about it, the athlete is responsible for whatever comes into their body. Meaning, in order to get the pee in your body in the first place, you had to ingest it, inject it, or whatever other way they get PEs in their body. So the steroid committee, the doping committee, they were tired of athletes having all this money to get lawyers to find ways around it. I ate chicken, I ate eggs. So they came up with this law and they said, check this out. No matter what you got to say, you're guilty because it was your responsibility to check your supplements. You got nutritionists, you got labs, everything. Send your supplements out, test them before you take them. You got to be responsible as an athlete. So it didn't matter. Ryan Garcia is a fucking cheater. What do you guys don't get? He's guilty. Okay, he's guilty. He's paying the price for it. What do we do? You want more? Well, how much more do you want from him? Ryan Garcia is not the problem with boxing. Ryan Garcia is not the poster child for fucking PEs. You're trying to make him that. You're taking something and you're going, just because it's Ryan Garcia, let's make a big thing out of it. He's not the first man in boxing history. Does it make it right? No. Is he paying the price? Yes. Is he coming back in a year? Yes. Even after the lawsuit, Ryan is coming back. And I hate when I watch wasted talent. I hate, man, listen, what's going on with Jamal Charlo and Jamal Charlo? They're rumored of coming back. I love that. I want to see these guys in there. I want to know who the best fighters in the world is. I don't want to end the guy's career saying, man, that kid would have been good if he would have had a little bit of guidance. And if he would have had some people in his corner that loved him just a little bit better to tell him, yo, put that down. Don't smoke that. Don't do this. And don't surround yourself with yes men. Maybe that kid could turn out to be a pretty good fighter. Why is it that we're so quick to bash like there's a lot of people like Ray Lewis. They did some real shit. They did, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, okay. There was this one Puerto Rican fighter. Oh, piece of shit, bro. Right? I wish right now I could remember his name, but you can Google him. He fought this young Irish kid that was up and coming. This fight happened way back, like in the 80s or something, right? Like the mid 80s or something, I think it was. And the Puerto Rican dude's coach told the dude, he was like a huge underdog. I remember this fight. And he put cement in his gloves. And he went out there, and this kid was taking these punches, not knowing that his gloves were laced. And this Puerto Rican dude went out there, and he beat the kid. Wouldn't give up. He was undefeated. He wasn't understanding how a guy with no punching power, this Puerto Rican dude must have had like 4 knockouts or some shit. I remember his record. I remember the entire story. His name eludes me right now, right? What he did to that man's son, if you do that to my son, we're not going to court. I guarantee, no, we're not going to court. You don't got to worry about any of that. I know one thing, our eyes are going to meet. That's all I got to say. That's my baby in there. That's my son. You could, that white dude was never the same fighter after that. He later in life, he had like massive brain damage. It's a horrible story. Let's keep it PG. What that man did in that night, it was despicable. Beyond that. That's I can't allow you to do that to my son. My son's trying to fight you on a fair advantage, and you're cheating like this, right? Okay. He comes in, Ryan Garcia, he pops dirty. There's lab work. There's certain ways. I'm a father. I got money. I'm Bill Haney. I can find out certain shit. How much did he actually have? I need an answer. How much did he actually benefit from this? All these answers Bill Haney knows. He knows all that shit. He knows whether or not it was on a regular cycle. You can't lie on blood. That's the one thing. That's your source right there. They take a tube of your blood, your toxin. They're going to be able to tell you, fuck, what you ate for lunch fucking 10 years ago if they want. There's miraculous shit they can do with your blood, bro. Devin is going to know all these things. They're not going to be able to hide, because when you go to court, Devin Haney's team is going to be liable to that information. Had they went to court for the drugs back then, not now, right? Back then. I'm talking like in the middle of it when they were like everything was going on, because now the charges are different. They're not about him testing positive, which I think I know why, right? Because they saw that he did plead guilty and they might have got rid of this evidence. He waited too long, 4 months. How long do they hold those vials for? Technically, you got the results of it. Yeah, that's cool. But do you still got a vial of that blood? Because I want to retest. If you don't got a retest for me, then how do I know you guys are lying or telling the truth? What if you guys are in on it? So it's like it causes like, so that would have been real hard to prove now if that's the case. But I'm pretty sure Bill Haney knows all this. He knows all this shit. He knows exactly what Ryan was on, how much it was. He had his experts look it over. They got Victor content, right? Don't they? Ain't Devin Haney with Snack, right? You got the top leading guy smiling in pictures with you. Ask him. Wouldn't he be able to tell you how much they're saying Ryan's on, how much it would have benefited him? Right? And right then and there, I would have went crazy all over. Bro, you almost tried to kill my son. The amount they said, this is what it says right here. Man, listen. And it didn't really look, right? It doesn't matter, I guess, right? But it didn't really look like Ryan was all that good anyway. In that fight, it wasn't like Ryan looked fucking so fast, slick, right? Every half a round, he was taking off, turning his back, taking breathers. He wasn't trained that well. He didn't have nothing but a left check hook, right? And it was like, and that makes me think. And I'm just like, man, Devin, like, all right, I get it. I get it. But Devin needs to really like, ask himself, if you're the remaining of your brothers, right? If ask yourself, Devin Haney, did you really feel like, you know, besides you being the one saying you were going to kill him, did you really think that Ryan was trying to kill you? Do you really, in your hearts of hearts, competing with Ryan coming up? Come on, bro. I know you guys are sharing bad blood right now, but Devin, Ryan, you and Ryan got history. Y'all came up together. I know what that's like. And I'm going to tell you right now, yeah. Y'all might be like, fuck you right now. But tell the truth, Devin. You really think Ryan was going to do that to you, kid? Really? Or somebody like might have like slipped this kid a Mickey. He's guilty either way. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing it up. That doesn't change anything. Whether they slipped him a Mickey or anything. That doesn't change not a damn thing. He was dirty. That's it. But I'm just saying, Devin, do you really think in your heart to heart he had that much intent, that much militia to know that he was going to pop dirty, to know he was going to lose his shot at the title, to know he was going to come in 3 pounds heavy, to know all of this? You think Ryan's that calculated? You give him that much credit? I was like, this kid, no. It looks like somebody set him up, but you know what, man? Tighten up your circle. Maybe if you didn't have all these people around you, shit like this don't happen. And somebody runs into them in the lobby and offers them $100,000 to switch your toothpaste out. And in the morning, you go brush your teeth. You yourself put it on your toothbrush and wash it. That kid is $100,000 richer. He might hang around with you, but he don't got Ryan Garcia money. He's broke. Not anymore. Now you got to figure out who did that to you. You have no idea how that got into your bloodstream. Huh? You're confused as hell. or whether you did it or not intentionally. What if he did it like, yeah, fuck Devin. Yeah, steroids. I want to win. And I'm just going to be branded a cheater. I'm going to lose my first shot at a world title. I'm going to come in 3.5 pounds overweight just to beat Devin Haney. Bro, if he didn't cheat against Tank Davis, who the fuck is Devin Haney compared to Tank Davis? If you wanted to knock somebody out and fucking get caught cheating, there was your moment right there. You gonna do it against who? You were never scared of Devin Haney coming up. You was getting the better of him. You was always bigger than Devin Ryan coming up, always. Ryan Garcia didn't belong at 140. He was a weight bully. He didn't belong there so much. He couldn't make the weight. Devin was mad smaller than him. That was just a big dude beating up on a little dude. That's exactly what it was. But hey, man, does it make it right? Nah, of course not. Nah. You got to be responsible, bro, kid. You're an adult. You're a professional athlete. I have to hold you to a professional athlete standard. You get no sympathy out of me. You've been labeled as a cheater. You got caught. You came up positive. That's on you. And everything that you get from here on in is only due in part to the lifestyle you were living. Had you had a better team, had you had better people around you, maybe this doesn't happen, Brian. And I'm just speaking facts. I'm not, judging you. No, I'm not. I'm just being critical. Young man, maybe you need to wisen up. But I don't feel like we should destroy you. For what? For what? I don't think he's gotten to the point of no return where I'm like, yeah, let's take away his entire career. For what? What? No. Miller tested positive 3 consecutive times. Is he banned forever? He took his ban and kept it pushing. And he's back. And he fought an amazing fight. And he passed the steroid test. And he looked good against Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. Should we just... He has a family to provide for. He made a mistake. He did something stupid. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And now what? What are you saying? Alicia Bungard, we should just kick her out of boxing. Take her whole career away. Saul Canelo Alvarez, we should just, you know what, Saul? You're banned forever. No one deserves a second chance. No? You're all perfect. None of you have ever done anything wrong. For all you people that are criticizing Ryan Garcia, throw the first stone. If you live completely without sin, if you're fucking perfect, bro, if you never felt you've needed a second chance in life, so what are we talking about here? He's a kid. We're surprised he made a few mistakes in his life? Really? Really? He's barely 25 years old. And all of a sudden, we're like, oh, let's bury him. Come on, guys. He's getting everything and much more that's coming to him, ain't he? He's over here fighting for his name and his credibility and what he has left. What do you want? If you were in Ryan Garcia's shoes, what would you do? Would you crawl up in a ball and just fade away into obscurity because the fan said so? Or would you try to pick yourself back up? What would you do? And look, Yeah. Yeah, we all make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes. Not all of us, we're not all perfect. And since I'm not perfect, who am I to say not to give him another chance, and another chance? If it saves that kid's life, maybe sometimes you believe more in the kid than himself, and he does something even more harmful. But at least you didn't give up. Sometimes it pays off, and something special comes out of that. But continuing to destroy something with destroying something, that's just like the death penalty, right? Someone goes out and commits the act of murder, and the government comes in and commits the act of murder, and no one gets charged for that murder. How does that make sense? I can kill you. That person commits a murder, then I can come in and kill you. I'm doing the very act that you were sent to jail for, but I get away with it. And it's not like I can say an eye for an eye, because that doesn't apply there, because you would need the actual family to kill that guy. So by the government doing it, you're not giving the no, you're doing it. You're still committing murder. You could call it an eye for an eye, but no, you didn't let the family do it. So how does that make sense? So how are we taking this situation and continue to be even up the bar, up the ante, and be okay with it? And at the end of the day, we're gonna get to some point where that this no longer was gonna be about boxing, and that's a damn shame. Where did this start? In a ring. What do you do in a ring? You compete. What is the highest honor in your sport? A world title. The first time you're going to get a shot at a world title, this happens. This was your plan. You really believe that. And regardless if you believe it or not, he's still paying for it. Like he should be. He's responsible. Right? Okay. But I wish him and his family the best. I hope he handles this like a man, and we don't see life and all these things and all these people drag little Ryan Garcia down. Everything we say back, sometimes it gets back to his ear. Depression is a real thing, and he suffers from it. That, drugs, the women, the money. We may never ever see Ryan Garcia again. And some people might even like that. And they might even get joy by the thought. Wow, you would really want to destroy someone's life, right? But yet, he's the problem. You want forgiveness, but you don't know how to give it. Let me see what you guys are saying. I think Ryan fucked up by Devin. Gotta understand he is. That's what I feel. This started in the ring. Get it back. Devin, like, he's got to understand, like, he's trying to fight this on a social media platform in the courts. That's not where he's going to win this. He might win a dollar amount, but he's not going to win the hearts and the minds of the warriors, the people that pay their money, that believe in you as a fighter. This is not going to help his reputation or his credibility. Sometimes you got to choose your battles wisely and whether or not to go down that avenue. Listen to the boxing world. Listen to your peers, your brothers. What are they all saying? Not too many of them are agreeing with this is good. They understand it. They're saying, yeah, technically you can do it, but Devin, what are you doing? Sometimes there are battles that can be won in different areas. That's all. There's another way to fight. Make adjustments, Devin. Or haven't you learned that lesson yet anyway? Yet now. Make adjustments, Devin. Learn how to move around this and still get what you want. But also save face. You're making this too public and you're not winning in the public's eye. We don't care about like 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 oh no, you know, he was on PEs and this and that and blah blah. People are like, yeah, man, that's okay. We hear that point, right? We're like, okay, but people don't care about that when they want to see you fight him again. And they know that you guys are both going to be tested, right? Because there's going to be a microscope on you. They're already like, nah, okay, Devin, he's a cheater. We don't care about that because we don't count that fight because you got the O overturned. So Ryan Garcia didn't beat you, Devin, right? We don't care about that. But what we do care about is we want you to silence everybody else. We need you to beat up Ryan Garcia. That's what they care about. So, and then Ryan's fans are like, all right, fine, Devin, you got it overturned. He tested positive, but we still think that Ryan can beat you. We don't think it was the PEs. You see? So, how do you figure that out? Get in the ring. I don't think that Devin Haney should be sitting on a shelf arguing this debate with Ryan Garcia, and all this time is going by, and he hasn't locked in a fight. He's been rumored negotiations, and there've been, talks. Liam Paro, a few names came around, you know, but it seems like now all of a sudden his focus has switched directions once again. More distractions. Is this healthy for you to keep reliving this day, Devin Haney? Is it, some look, man, some things ain't worth going after. There's another way you can get justice. Beat the shit out of Ryan Garcia on national TV at your weight division that you feel the most comfortable in. And go in there and prove it like with these. But if you can't do it, then I would suggest you would sue him. If I knew I couldn't beat his ass and he beat the shit out of me and legit, I was like, damn. Well, then I'm going to go take the lawsuit route because I don't really want to fight him. And since I'm not going to fight him ever again, I might as well sue him and get the most dollar amount because that's going to be the last time I do business with Ryan Garcia anyway. So it's because I don't think I could beat him. I'm going to have to go sue him. That would be me. I don't know what Devin Haney's thinking, but yeah, the only reason why I see that is because he sees that, shit, you ain't getting me in that ring with that dude no more. It's the last time we'll do business. I'm not hopping in the ring with him. He beat the shit out of me. Like, so I might as well sue him. We are all perfect with weaknesses. I believe that. Say that, Arnando. Say it, right? I had a phrase, not sure where I picked it up, but I always tell people when I meet them, they say, why do you trust that guy or this and that? And I say, I trust everybody when I meet you. It's just how far I trust you. I might trust you. I meet you, hey, and I give you $20 and say, hey, can you grab me a pack of zigzags or whatever when you go to the store on lunch break? And I'll trust that you come back with my change, right? Yeah, I might trust you to do that, but that doesn't mean that I trust you know, I trust everyone. It's just how far I trust you. And until you know, make me not trust you anymore, then I'll determine that. So I had that phrase is like, I trust everyone. It's just how far I trust you. That's all. And it's up to you to fuck that trust up. Let our friendship begin. You know? So yeah, yeah. Just up until this point, Ryan Garcia at least was the only one out of those four horsemen that was actually stepping up and giving us the fights. Ryan Garcia is the one that fought Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia is the one that fought Devin Haney. Tank Davis didn't fight Devin Haney or vice versa or Loma or none of those guys. Ryan Garcia was the one going in there fighting these guys and fighting these fights with no belt. You know, we've come to a point in an era where there's even YouTube channels that even support that. That ridiculous statement that's saying that we're in an era where belts don't matter. You can just get the bag or get the money. And I'm like, name me a situation ever, like even present date, where someone got the bag and didn't have a belt. These guys are so full of it. They just copy print channels. They hear something and they just think it sounds cool and they just don't even think about it and they say it. Name me one fight, right? That was a huge multi-million-dollar success and that both fighters got upwards of the millions or one with no belt and that they were in position to be this superstar, right? When there's only a handful of guys currently or for the last 10 to 15 years that fight on pay-per-view. So you would have to be in the top 5% to fight on pay-per-view to make the most money, right? Where is this guy that made all this money with no world title? Who is he? Where was he? Because when Tank started to get paid, he had that interim world title. And he continued getting secondary belts throughout divisions. So a part of his success, he had a belt the entire time. So where is it that belts don't matter if he had one? Where's this fighter that had absolutely no belt that they're feeding you that they said, we live in an era where belts don't matter because you can just grab the bag? Who? Ryan Garcia wasn't selling out with no belt. The only fight Ryan Garcia made the most money in was what the fans were told his first world title fight. There was a belt involved until he missed weight. You had already bought your tickets. You're already there. They bought the pay-per-views. We were in the assumption this was for a belt. So where's your scenario that this guy, and who is he? It sounds cool. Belts don't matter. We live in an era where belts don't matter. Well, where the fuck is this guy at? Where do you, like, yo, these dudes are too cool for themselves. They no longer have to think it through what they're saying. Nah, just blur it out there. The fighters are saying it. What sport are you in that you say you don't need the Vince Lombardi trophy? You play in the NFL and you say, you know what? We don't need to win the Vince Lombardi trophy to be called great. We're just going to declare ourselves great. LeBron doesn't need 6 rings to be called the GOAT. He's just going to be called the GOAT. You don't got to put in the work anymore. Nope. That's this era. And they want to have you convinced. Listen, at the end of the day, they might tell you and have these people confused. Belts don't matter. Ask that same person at the end of his career when the champions walk in the room and say, where's your hardware? Where's your hardware, young man? What did you do? Oh, you got some money? You got a little bit of money? Okay. What'd you accomplish? See how that conversation, how it goes. What do you mean belts don't matter? We live in an era where belts don't matter. That's so horseshit. Where? The only situation I've ever seen something like that happen is where an old legend comes back. He doesn't have a belt, but he has a big name, right? He did some shit. He established himself. Where's this guy that has nothing to do with a title, just raking in the dough, raking in these millions and getting pay-per-view? Who is he? Ryan Garcia couldn't do that. And Canelo has belts, and Tyson Fury has belts, and Joshua has belts. So all the top guys that are making all the top money, I can't think of one of them. Of course it's about the belts, bro. You ain't going nowhere without that belt. Jerron Boots Ennis, before he got that belt, what was he fighting for? 100,000? Brian Norman Jr., before he got that belt, what was he fighting for? 100,000? Where's this guy that's making all this money, bro? The millions without the belts, because we live in an era where belts don't matter. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit, bro. But these kids they'll wisen up. They'll wisen up. And they'll notice that part of some of these champions' success is their world title. The fact that they can call you champ. That's part of your success. You know? So I know that they're not on the same class and be answering, but if it really happens, what do you think about Keyshawn versus the Monster? Keyshawn versus the Monster? No, Keyshawn Davis is not on the Monster's level as far as skill wise, ring IQ, ring generalship, foot placement, jab, power. Keyshawn's not on Naoya Inoue's level he doesn't check out none of the boxes. Keyshawn looks okay, against the competition that he's fighting, and he's coming along very well. I think it's not fair to compare a fighter like Keyshawn to a fighter like Naoya Inoue, because Naoya Inoue is in a different conversation of men and fighters. There's not a lot of people that, you can put in that conversation. And in fact, in order to get people in the room, you kind of got to lower the bar just to get some names in the room with Naoya Inoue. He's such a special talent. That's a really high, expectation you put on such a young fighter like Keyshawn Davis. I believe Keyshawn Davis has the potential, of becoming a much more improved, polished fighter. He has a lot of potential, and skies are the limit. Keyshawn Davis got to stay in his lane. He's can't, make that leap too early. And sometimes you really never know when your fighter's ready. And sometimes your fighter either surprises you or lets you down. Okay. And until you're in the ring with that kind of fighter, you're not going to get those answers. So Keyshawn Davis is strong. I don't think he's the strongest puncher in that weight division, right? But stylistically, I don't think Keyshawn, even if you were to shrink him down to, like, let's say Naoya Inoue's weight class, Naoya Inoue would brutalize him. Naoya Inoue has already fought much, much better fighters. And the one thing that's against Keyshawn is that he actually can box. He's a little good. And when you box, the more you're better at boxing, the worse it's going to be for you. Now he like gets your timing, and he's always like in the right position to throw the right punch. Naoya Inoue. And Keyshawn Davis has a lot to learn about managing the fight, knowing when and where to step on the gas, knowing when and where to apply pressure, knowing how to make reads, knowing how to set up punches, recognizing certain things that you can only get with experience. There are truly some men that are gifted that fighting just falls right in front. They just know, they're like the LT of boxing. LT that he played for the Giants, right? LT rarely went to practice. He slept when they were talking in the practice meetings, but he was the greatest. Why? He understood things you didn't have to teach him. He was at a different level here. He would look at something and figure it out. Why it happens to some people, I don't know. But some of the greatest athletes have that gift. This is one of them. Boxing truly, like, she undresses right in front of his eyes. He sees the beauty in the fight. And I really truly believe he's one of those fighters where he can make things slow down. I've been in situations where the fight, and I felt like I was like, what the? I was like, man, listen. I was like, you're about to throw that and duck, slip. Like, I knew what he was doing, right? I just didn't know how to turn that shit on all the time. Sometimes it happened and sometimes it didn't for me. But I believe with the more you fight, maybe his senses are really high and he's tuned with his body, and like, you know, the road you travel as a fighter is a warrior's path. And throughout your journey, what you're actually doing is getting better with each fight if you stay the course, like Naoya Inoue is doing. Every time I see him, he's adding new wrinkles to his arsenal. He's fighting different ways: righty, south, tall, rangy, brolic, strong punchers, power punchers, athletic fighters. He's fighting them all, right? And he's passing every test. So when you're thinking about like the best of the best, the best to do it, where's your standard? Where's your bar set? What do you consider an elite fighter? And what standard do you hold them to? And he's passing all these tests, but yet it seems like they really don't want to give him the respect or the credibility or the recognition for the things that he's accomplishing. But I can guarantee you one thing for certain. If you were to take his accolades and you were attached Tank Davis's name to his accolades, all of a sudden Tank Davis would be the greatest fighter that ever lived. You would attach the shit that he's currently doing and put Tank Davis's name on it, forget about it. But if you're 5'5" and you're 118 pounds, 122 pounds, 115 pounds, and 108 pounds, if you're that small, they don't consider you. They're like, oh, he's just too small of a guy. No, he's actually doing it. He really is. You got to give him credit, man. And it's some phenomenal shit what he's doing. So, look, guys, yeah, I've been chopping it up with you guys for a while, and I think I got all my points out. With the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia situation. You know, yeah, this is a messy situation, and it seems to becoming messier. I would like it to go away. I would like boxing to not take any more black eyes. I would like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney to mature and realize that this, is bigger than like boxing right now. And boxing can really take a step back because of this. Sometimes as men, you can work things out. I'm not saying anybody's guilty or innocent. I'm just saying that I believe that both men, need to, they got both of them have careers here. Devin Haney has a career after this too. And I hope Devin Haney, you know, proves everybody wrong. I have so much expectations for Devin Haney. Like, I believe in him still. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said, like I said in my other videos, if I got receipts, all he needs is a real world-class coach. If Devin Haney was to walk into your gym, would you say, nah, kid, you're a bum. Get out of here, right? No. You would say, let's get to work. First thing we're going to work on is how to block a left check hook, Devin, right? But you got something in that kid. And Devin Haney can turn it around. And he can be another multiple division world champion, it's up to him. Does he want to fight this in the court or does he want to fight this in the ring? Make up your decision. What are you? Are you a warrior? It doesn't really make you any less of a warrior for him suing him. No, let him get his justice. Ryan, you're going to have to go through this, but stay the course in your career. I think a lot of this shit is distracting you, young Devin Haney. And I would love to see you back in the ring. The next time you fight, Devin, I'm going to tune into your fight. I'm definitely going to watch you. Why? Because I'm not giving up on you, Devin. I don't think you're pillow fisted. I don't think you're like you're done, you're a bum. No. You got some things you need to work on. All fighters got things to work on. Even Naoya Inoue, which is considered one of the greatest fighters we have. He's still got shit to work on. Even Terrence Crawford, even Tank Davis. So by people saying, oh, this, Devin, he exposed you or this, so what? So I'm learning. I'm young. I'm in the fight business. Devin, brush this shit off and come back stronger than ever and shut these motherfuckers up, baby. That's what you need to do. That's the only way I see it. And even if it's not Ryan's head on the chopping block right away, even if you want to go fight a few fights and get built up to fight Ryan and come back, I'll respect that, Devin. What's wrong with that? Get yours, but get it in the ring. In the ring, Devin. That's all. Thank you, Fight Family. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to give these videos a like. It helps the channel grow. Share the videos for me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And thank you for tuning in and listening. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Good night, everyone, chat family. Salute. Love yourselves. And I'm out.